Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are on about 1,100 square foot full basement frame. Well, it will be a full finish, but we are going to show you guys again how we float our walls, and we have a video for that of us lifting and stuff like that. We're going to go more in depth and show you there's really three different ways we like to float walls. So we'll probably tag this video as, you know, floating walls 2.0 or something like that, but bear with us on the sound. Might be not so great. We forgot the little, I don't know, microphone adapter thingy for the GoPro. So let's get started here. We got 2x4 walls. We have our insulation R13 roll insulation is what this is called, and then it's taped together at the joints. We have our treated bottom plate down here. And right here you can see we've been using 3 galvanized nails that hold the plate down, and we've been pre-drilling that with a hammer drill and a 1/4 inch bit. So we liquid nails the floor first. So we snap our line, we liquid nails the back side of the line where the plate goes. We put our plates, and then we put 3 of those galvan nails every about 30 to 36 inches or so, and then we slam those in. Then we push our wall up. We'll show you this. So the way I like to do it, instead of having to insulate everything like this, right? This takes a lot of time. It's dusty, it's not very clean, it doesn't look very great. I'll show you why we have to do that in a second. But usually what we like to do is build these little double blocks. We don't shoot through here because that's going to weaken our joist. So no nails here. We do have staples up in here on the actual joist itself, and so they're stapled in and everything. Snap our line, then we put up our 3/4 OSB, which is a fire stop, right? It has to be 3/4. Don't cheap out and do 7/16. It needs to be 3/4. So 3/4 OSB here. Then we already have it on our red line, and then we stand the wall up into that. So, and then we shoot them into these blocks here and so on. And again, we try to space them every 3 foot or so. It can vary a little bit, as long as you're feeling certain that the wall is not going to go anywhere, right? So then we have every 10 feet. So what you need to try to do with fire block and everything is we're trying to contain this 10 foot, no bigger space, 10 foot by 10 foot, right? So we have one here, another piece of 3/4. It's spray foamed in, it's pushed back nice and tight. It doesn't need to be a perfect measurement here or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Spray foamed here with any electrical penetrations, if you have pipe penetrations or anything going through it. You'll just spray foam those. And then we have another one here, again, needs to be under 10 feet away. So, and that's going to be every 10 foot around your whole basement, okay? So that's going to isolate any fire. If this outlet was to catch on fire, it only has enough oxygen to pull from this bag, right? Because it can't pull from there, we spray foam that pipe. It can't pull from there, we've spray foamed. Everything here is spray foamed and contained to this 10 by 10 area. So that's what you're trying to accomplish at any given point of a basement. So to go onto this wall, this is a little different. We had pipes in our way, we have electrical wires in our way, we have, you know, vents, the cold air return, heat run, all the different stuff, right? So here, second method of doing a drop or a floating wall, we hung off of this, off of the existing joists. We just pretty much built another little top plate coming across, and then we stood this wall into it to be able to get under the beam and get under all the pipes and ductworks, because we can't go up in here and get our blocks all the way up in here without changing all these pipes and wires and furnace drafts and all the different stuff. So this is another method that you can use. Takes a little bit longer, and again, I don't like the way this looks, but it's really our only option here. Third option, which we didn't do on this basement, But let's go back to this wall just so I can kind of explain it. We did it at the mountain house. So when there's not a joist above, let's say it's a overhung or something like that, what we'll do is we'll get our wall, we'll figure out exactly where it needs to go, and then this is a concrete wall behind all of this. We'll cut out, we'll put a piece of treated block, right? Our studs are 14 and 7/16 apart from each other, 14.5. So we'll cut a 14 and 7/16 block to go right here. We'll hammer drill that and glue that to the foundation wall, and then we'll stack, 2 or 3 more blocks onto it, nailed really good, and then it'll be sticking out to here. Then we'll shoot nails in the side of it here, and at the correct height that we need. And we'll do that again pretty much every other joist bay, I think, is what we usually do on that one. So you have row blocks here, and then same treated plate down here and same spikes. So again, your spike should be every other stud bay. Call your local building departments to see what your spacing is. Our spacing's a little bit tight right here, just because the concrete is heaved right here and it's springtime right now. But if you look at the back over here, it's getting a little better, right, more acceptable. But again, we're not going to go through and cut every stud to match the concrete, because that'd be a lot of different studs. So we just take a measurement of, hey, we're building this wall, we need 1.5 inch gap, give me, usually we write them on the wall, like that whole stud wall over there is 98 1/4, the whole wall. And then it might switch to 98 3/8 or something. So not a big deal. You don't have to go cut every single one. Then I like to do the soffits here. We use the same beam height. We glued our pieces to the bottom of the beam. You can ram set those as well. I think we ram setted the end one and then this 45 wall as well. But we just use this soffit to run all of our wires into, and we have a waste line up in there. But nobody would know if the beam is sitting here now or if the beam is sitting here after drywall. And again, any vertical penetrations that the electrician puts needs to be fire stopped. And then in that 10 foot needs to be fire stopped on horizontals. And then you have mineral insulation, not just regular insulation. So right here I wrote for whoever was doing the insulation that this needs to be mineral insulation. And that's going to be just because the local building codes say it needs to be mineral insulation, so that it's a longer fire burn rating. Coming around, we have, this is just a big open rec room and everything. They were going to put a pool table here, then they decided against it, that they're going to do a TV. Then they said, well, maybe we won't do a TV, maybe we'll do a projector. So we did pre-wire it for a projector. Everything's easier to get to now. So to do that now is very little cost versus, oh, let's patch drywall and get this over there. That's terrible. Just run an extra circuit. You can put a blank cover plate over that if they don't want that. So this will be a big open room. Corey got the pleasure of drilling all of the bottom of the beam wraps. So we drill those with an 1/8 inch drill bit. Then we use our ram set and shoot up in there with the big gun. So he got the joy of doing all of that. And he would say he gets the joy of doing a lot of the work. So,
never.
So coming around, again, 10 feet. We have our 3/4 plywood stapled on, spray foam, stuffed at the top. We're containing 10 feet, 10 feet. This one we actually did a little bit less because of the window break in the bedroom. But again, as long as you're under 10 feet, it doesn't matter. We have our mineral insulation, just like normal. And we have a drop soffit. So we have a lot of ducting going on in here, so we had to drop this ceiling. We make mistakes too. I can tell you one mistake that we made, that I made personally. We have a beam up above here, right? We also have a beam at that end. Obviously, now looking at them, I can see that this is a bigger beam. However, we did the drop, and we weren't completely done with it or whatever, but I was like, man, that doesn't look very level. This beam is 2 inches bigger than that beam. So, as you see, we were going to drop it just to here, because that's what would match the other side, is just a 2x6. But we have to account the other beam size, which is this, 2 inches. So we just had to pack this down 2 inches, not a huge deal or nothing, because we had to match that beam anyways. So, but stuff happens. Again, we didn't have the whole thing framed. We didn't have any walls stood or anything. I think we noticed it when we were like right here or something. We had maybe 5 up or something like that. Just took more time, you know, burned us for an hour and 15 minutes or something to recorrect. But just double check that kind of stuff. You know, we like, it's nice and level now. And we would have noticed it instantly when you stood a wall up or took a measurement or anything like that. You would have noticed it instantly. But, so here we got drywall backers, right? Because the drywall guys need something to screw to. There's nothing here to screw to. So right there, the sheet can break or whatever. So you got to check for all of that. We have our 45 corners. I just ripped a couple rips on the table saw with a 45, and you can get 2 pieces out of a 2x4. So you use one here, one over here. So that drywall again has something to screw to on the corner, and then all corners, corner. So double check all that kind of stuff. Here you don't need it because they're just going to screw here, here, and here. So we have drywall, 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 drywall coming around, and then we put one on this corner just so they have something to screw to there. So, walking into the bedroom, and the electrician doesn't have all the lights hooked up, that's why we're walking around with it. He has everything hooked up inside and not in the panel yet. So here we've got just a couple 4-inch cans out there. I think total on the basement there's like 22 cans. It's a lot of cans. So in here, bedroom, we got a 45 little wall, multiple spots for a bed. Again, 10 foot, we got our 3/4 plywood. This is just going to be storage area here. Closet, walk-in closet. Walk-in closet, not a master bedroom. I'll just put the switch on the outside, just because it's so small that I just put it on the outside. And then this door swings this way, so it's swinging out, so you have more room in there anyways. Some people don't really like that on the outside, but it's on the outside. So, anything else here? Bathroom, we had to just shift over plumbing a little bit. Me and Corey poured that this morning. So we just got done repouring that. So we had to dig that out, move the drain over, I think 4 inches closer to the valve, and then center line of the valve. And then the plumbers obviously moved the toilet away from the wall a little bit, and I think it was also off by like an inch sideways, and then stubbed it for a vanity. And then we got switches over there for the exhaust fan and the lights in here. So just a 5 foot wide by, I think this room is 10 foot long. So, and a good carpenter, if we come back to this wall, or a good general contractor / framer, whoever it is, don't make your plumbers have to put their blocks in. A plumber doesn't carry a saw around and all that stuff. It takes you a second to put it in. So I find my center line of the shower. I even label it on here, CL center line and everything. I put the blocks on, nailed for him, nail a block, you know. Just throw some blocks in for him, you know. Same with your drywall or your shower door guy, right? So we have a 2x4 here. We put a big 2x6 here. The reason I do a 2x6 on these is to give more allowance. And let's actually go over there. Hang on. Follow me. Follow me. We're talking on the back side here. Clunk, 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 clunk.
Don't do that.
All right. So, I'll straddle. So, 2x6s, same with the one behind me. If you just put a 2x4 or something and you don't know exactly how far we're going to carry the tile or how far this is going to go or where the shower pan is going to land. Put up a nice 2x6. Find your straightest ones to use here, so that I'll probably have the Durock come, drywall come, split, but that doesn't mean that's exactly where the shower door has to go. Give your shower door guy some nice places to put his screws, not just in the Durock. You don't want it hung up with just mollies or any of that kind of stuff. Wood prices right now, this is gold. But just think of your backing, right? Think of all the different backing. Here too, there's a 3/4 OSB rip strip over there, and then there's one actually right behind my hand, right here, back in there. So 10 feet. But so just think about all your backing. Soffits too. I know OSB prices are ridiculous right now. I'll let Corey shift to this side, but do this in OSB first, right? So the drywall guys know it's a perfect square, it's perfect box, everything is good. If they just go to drywall it and you're trying to play cheap and you just have a 2x2 there and a 2x2 there and a 2x2 across the top, 2x2, they're going to be twisted by the time drywall stage is ready to go. You got moisture in the air from concrete, you got electricians in, plumbers got to get in, HVAC guys got to get in. It's just take the time, throw up a piece of OSB, staple it off, you know it's square and level and perfect. So, crowning studs. We crown every stud. I don't think we went through that on the other basement frame. So this is the hump. When you look down and sight a 2x4, that's not a 2x4. But let's say this is a 2x4, this is our screed stick. You're going to look down the 2x4 and there's going to be a curve to it, okay? Whichever way the belly is, right? Got a belly, belly. Whichever way the belly is your crown side. Put all of your crown sides facing the same direction. It's going to make it way nicer for drywall guys to go hang that. Look at that with your camera real quick. Right here, the drywall guys only have to put one shim on this stud right here. All the other studs are perfect to each other, which means these all crowns are the exact same. This one might be a perfectly straight stud, right? So crown all your studs, otherwise you're going to have one facing that way, one facing this way, one facing that way, or two, you're not paying attention to it, and it's going to be like that big of a bow, and it's going to come back, you know, it's going to look terrible. It's going to be back and forth and everything versus touch, 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 and your sheet looks nice and crisp. So always crown all your studs. We crown pretty much anything bigger than 3 foot, I would say, is what we crown. Window studs, like jack studs underneath the windows, we do not waste time on crowning those. I'll sight them as I'm installing them just to make sure that they're not like twisted, or, you know, because that's where we usually use our bad lumber, is for shorter pieces. So we can walk you through all that in a second here too. I'll carry the light, Corey, don't worry.
Yes!
I get to work every now and then.
Not just talking for a living?
Not just talking. So when we frame, this is your king stud. So we have a king stud and a king stud. When we frame this wall up, I'm laying out my plates. I'm not paying attention to these or this sill or anything at the moment. I come in the window, slide my square, put a mark, or what I actually do is I leave my square plumb down with my level and put a little mark on the concrete, measure back 1.5 inches, and that's how I know where my king stud is, so that when we build this, it matches perfectly in line. But we don't build and assemble all of this on the ground, just because it might need to shift 1/8 or 3/16. So then you'll just take your stud, smack it over perfect to where it matches and planes with the windows. So that's all you're trying to accomplish there, is that they're coming to put drywall up, and it's going sitting perfect right over top of that, sitting perfect on top of that, and same thing all 4 sides. So same with your headers, you can kind of adjust. That one should be pretty flat the whole time because you're coming off of a flat joist up above, but your concrete is always doing this, so each one's going to be different. Trying to think else if I'm missing anything. So really those 3 ways of floating the walls: crown your studs, get your 3/4 OSB on site so you have it ready to hang your walls into for your fire stopping. Plates, I usually order 16 footers like we did here, so that we have longer material to use. Again, this soffit, we usually have 7/16 OSB on site. I got you here. And just like the soffit I just showed you guys in the bathroom, so 7/16 OSB rips. And the way I do those is, if we know that the soffit wants to be, let's throw a number, 11 1/4, right? We'll actually do these rips at about 11, maybe 11 1/8, because even those joists, even though they're manufactured joists, they still could do this a little bit. So what we do is we still string line it and make sure that it gives us room of tolerance. If we're not going to string line, what we'll do over the 8-foot piece is I'll do a measurement and Corey will do a measurement, I'll do a measurement, Corey will do a measurement, so that you know you're still in a nice crisp line. So I think that's it. I think you guys can rock it out, give you guys plenty of knowledge of, you know, the 3/4 OSB top, staple those up. No need for glue up there or anything, just glue on your treated plates. Let's see, that's a 1/4 inch drill bit with 3 galvanized 3 1/3-1 PAS load is what we run, PAS load nails into that every 3 foot, and I had a braid fart there, that was a good one. 3 foot. And then your spikes will also be about every 3 foot, 32 inches. Crown your studs, push your plates up top. 1/8 inch drill bit if you're going up into the beam with a ram set nail. And good luck. Thanks for watching the channel. Again, we haven't had very many videos of us actually doing the work. It is just rough with trying to set up cameras, do all this, you know. We're just hard workers. We're ready to go. He says,
Raj, if you're watching this, I blame you. It's your fault. Your fault. You left. I hate you and love you at the same time. It's fine.
when you got to move away because your wife takes a different job opportunity. Congratulations on college, by the way, and passing all that stuff. And
damn it all.
Going through that. But we do miss you. So yeah, I think that's it. Again, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and you know, we got lots of videos coming up, lots of projects coming up this summer. We're just trying to show you how we do it without actually showing you every step of how we do it, because we don't have time to set up the cameras. If you want us to, if there's something you really want to see, we'll throw it in the comments. We'll try to, hey, let's set the camera up, let's get this video out there that's 2 or 3 minutes of showing how to floor prep concrete floor before we do a shower pan or something like that. We can easily show all of that, but just hit that subscribe button. It helps us out, and hopefully we help you out too. Thank you.
Bye.